And good morning. You're flying the Variant Friendly Skies with Tironan, and we have Attrition mode on today, and 3X for the weekend. And so I decided to pull out the old F-94 with a substandard pilot and no sight, because those are sitting on my Cutlass now. So my Premier pilot is sitting on the Cutlass. I haven't used today yet. And the gun sight is with the Cutlass as well. So we'll see how this goes. The only perk that the pilot has is the Sharpshooter Marksman 1, which gives a 5% reduction in dispersal. And we're just waiting to get into the battle for this morning. And I was very pleased with, I've been playing this morning. I had one that wasn't recorded, and I had an IL-40 where I got 83,000 points in damage and 14 ground attack targets. We won that one, of course. So that was kind of a nice deal here. Oh, this does seem to take forever, doesn't it? Well, hopefully not too terribly long. But anyway, it was nice to get out and make that kind of contribution to the team. And I certainly had a good time with it. And just reinforces my image of the IL-40 as perhaps the best ground attack aircraft at its tier. Okay, so I'm going to be going after that command center, and the way I'm thinking is that if I hold that command center, then I will contribute to the team. We'll have bombers going over the entire time, tying up their fighters and costing them bases. So I am going to concentrate fairly much on the command center itself and see where that works out for us today. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Starfire is this is a one-off variant. There are only one built to my knowledge, and it was an F-94B, if I remember right, rebuilt with a new engine and the M61 Vulcan cannon to test out the cannon for future use. Must have been one heck of a success, because it became the primary cannon armament for all U.S. fighters from that point on in one form or another. Now, the calibers may have changed, the number of barrels may have changed, but they all link up to the M61 Vulcan project. All right. And we have an enemy fighter already, an XF-5U, who I do not want to leave to hang around. And the Vulcan does his normal spectacular job, and down he goes. And I get somebody on my tail here. I can't see who it is. I'm going to try to outclimb them. Killed that aircraft. And I still have this guy on my tail. Ah, what an ignominious end. Alright, that's what regen is for. So we'll wait for our spawn. Here it comes. And once more into the breach, my dear Alphonse.
Pilots, large enemy force spotted over the airfield.
Alright, there's a bomber. And he will hang around trying to take that base from us forever until I kill him. He is way over my altitude.
We've captured the command center. Trying to contact the front headquarters.
Now at this point, what I should have done was simply back off and re-engage rather than follow him around in a turn that I can't close. And the problem here is I am so far over my altitude, literally double my altitude rating with this aircraft in this game, that I can't move and I'm very slow. You can just tell how sluggish the aircraft is. Not that it makes any difference to RB-17, he's dead anyway, but I lost half my hit points where I shouldn't have. I try to teach by my mistakes, by the way, so take it for what it's worth. Now, what makes the Starfire such a great aircraft is its gun. It's not any more maneuverable than anything else. It is not better than anything else, and it certainly doesn't have the altitude of various other fighters. It's slotted in as a multi-role. I'm hoping that one day the Starfire is coming in, but I had him dialed in early. The dispersion also helped. And I killed, later we'll find out that I injured the pilot, which ruined his aim, which is why I'm still alive. First shot, he had a significant emotional event. Now we are still in control of the command base. The XFU gets his, XF5U gets his revenge. Alright, we gotta wait for our respawn. We still hold the command base. And at this point, things are looking a little grim for the team because we are some 14 points behind. And I notice there are no less than 3 aircraft in the area I'm trying to defend. Such the cost of dying. Okay, so we're going to re-engage. You have an RB-17 out there. What a surprise. They do tend to hang on like a bad case of flu or something until you kill them. And so once again, we're going to go way over altitude. And I think we've stripped 60% of his points away. Altitude's a little more comfortable at this. And there he goes. Amazing what a couple of thousand feet will make a difference, huh? Alright, we just light him up. And away he goes. And we still have firm command of the command base. Alright, see if we can engage here and not get too thoroughly involved. Since he is after the bombers and I want the bombers to come through, I want to engage this aircraft and keep them off of our bombers. Now one thing I noticed that a bug of this is with the M61 is you tend to, the sound keeps going unless you tap the key again. Give a quick burst of fire and stop the audio. Kind of irritating. Makes you think your guns are on all the time and it gets like listening to an endless drum roll. And then he comes again. Now he's over altitude himself, and he's also not a jet. So I get to pick the determinant. I'm going to go down, get a little speed, get a little distance. Then the plan is to come around and deal with the guy. Since he doesn't want to leave me alone, I've got an advantage of guns. He's got the advantage of maneuverability. Let's see if we can take that away from him. Yeah, here he comes again. Absolutely determined he's going to... There we go. Now we got him in a crossing angle. Perfect for this weapon system. The M61 is extremely flat shooting. I joke that it's a laser beam. It isn't quite, but it does a damn good imitation of it. RB-17 hanging around like a bad rash as this lingers, right? And that one wraps it up, which goes back to playing your role, playing it correctly, and giving your team an advantage. They can either take on the bombers or they can lose bases. And if they take on bombers, then that gives your team a lot of advantages. Okay, so here we go. We killed 10, 14 criticals. There were no assists here whatsoever, so that was pretty much a solo job. Again, you lose the obligatory points between the two screens. Don't know what that's about, but we got almost 12,000 experience out of it that I can cash in at a later date. Also want to call out Psychobat. Did a heck of a job on his team. And I want to thank you very much. Have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow.